Welcome everyone to another commentary video. This time we will have a guest, which is Ilvocare, which is basically Lash on this match. This is a Global League match against Megacharizard, and it's gonna be very interesting. Ilvocare has only less than 1 month experience in Advanced Wars via web. And he is already at, I would say, 1000 level Elo of skill, which is quite impressive in my opinion. So we will see how he plays around and his thought process and etc. And also one funny detail that you will probably have guessed, from the thumbnail, is that Megacharizard, after this match, he was very pissed. He was very salty and tilted. And yeah, it's gonna be nice, spicy matchup, guys. So let's use a straight jump to the match. Do you want it to do it from your point of view only, or both?
It's up to you, honestly.
I think since your opponent decided that said later that he was like, "Oh, you were losing all the match," and he was so tilted and he was clueless about the state of the map. I think it will be more interesting to do it in both points of views.
Are you gonna make that snapshot of that message the thumbnail for the video?
I could. I mean,
it would be mean, but it would also be really funny.
I mean, if you do mean messages, you have to deal with the consequences. The matter of the fact is that it was not super low elo, not even super high elo. It was, I would say, average. But you are the thing is that you are fairly new. It's not like you have been playing the game for months. You have been playing the game for.
I started Advanced Wars by Web at the beginning of no, not the beginning, the end of September, and it's almost been a month since I joined. So yes, I am relatively new.
So Ilvocare is the one. I didn't present him. Sorry. Ilvocare nice. Is the guest is coming today, guys. I will do that in the intro. Don't worry. I will also cut because we started too slow and etc.
Oh yeah, no.
There is a very funny thing in this map that I loved as Grim, which is Grim has a stronger opener in this map because he's the only one who can open this pipe within 2 turns. I think Grid can do that too, but Grid is not a fair seal.
Legal. Yeah, right.
I think he is tier 1 on this map.
I have an honest question about pipe seams. If they're outside of your vision, can you still shoot at them with artillery?
Yes, pipe seams are always visible on fog.
Okay.
This replay doesn't show it, but if you check any Advanced Wars via web match, you will be able to see everything on the pipes and even enemy units.
Nice. Okay. Gotcha.
So that's why pipe runners suck, because they don't even hide in fog. It's like... Anyways, the first move I disagree with is this infantry into this airport instead of here. So if you move this infantry here, you will be able to cap this port next turn, and there is a chain here.
Right.
And the airport is not that valuable, in my opinion. As you will see, guys, there will come some people. We are streaming this on Discord, so don't mind it if you see a pop-up, but I think it will be more fun in this way.
In my defense, as a complete scrub, this is the first time I have ever played on this map.
Yeah.
So
yeah, don't worry.
Map knowledge is very much something I am learning on the fly in this game.
But as a general rule of thumb, if you prioritize chains, and then if you have to choose between two properties, choose the property that is more into the middle, because maybe yes, this property is the same as this one because there is no chain or anything, but this one will allow you to get around these ones earlier and do something with this infantry earlier, because this one you will basically go here, then to this mountain, then here, and you will be doing anything because these two will be already capped. So that's what I mean with decision making, but that's fine. That's to be expected to do these kind of mistakes. Your opponent is Andy, and you are Lash, which is not a bad matchup for Lash. I think for all the matches that are in tier 3 is one of the best for Lash, in my opinion. I mean, it's always map dependent too.
Yeah.
Because if air units are very, very, very strong, which is not the case likely for you, Lash will struggle because Lash has just average air units, and Andy loves air combat. Because yeah, you shoot one of his copters, you won't one shot it, and then he can heal back and hit you back. But here,
Yeah.
what was your thought process on this opening? Did you know about the APC, or it was just an idea you had?
I think I heard about the APC opening from a Degis video way back when, and I don't remember the full details. But I'm pretty sure that was why I ended up going for the APC that early.
The APC opening exists, but I think this is not the best placement to do it. I normally like to do it with this infantry. So I put this next turn, you will move this infantry here, and then you will the APC. And instead of wielding the APC, I will an early recon. For example, that's one option. The other option is to wield the APC here, and you move it as Andy will do into the forest, and you will boost the infantry on the base into these. You can do a lot of stuff. You can also boost one here and then keep boosting these infantries, or maybe mechs if you want to. But I don't think wielding too many mechs is good. Also, you have one more infantry than you need here. This infantry could be somewhere else, but that's yeah. And you what strong side or weak side are you planning to go for?
That's a good question. I don't think I had that idea in this map, considering all the base reinforcement points are kind of like equidistant from one another. I think I made the same mistake that my opponent made earlier in the match and focused a little too much on the corners before slowly seeping into the mill and cutting off his income lead. Once again, this was very much a map of I'm trying to learn on the fly here.
Okay, so if you notice, this base is slightly more close to this area as well as this one. So you're
okay. So yeah, then that means I definitely went to top left as my quote unquote strong side.
You would definitely want to group around this area, in my opinion. So you control, you have access to this corner, which has, I would say, two contested properties and two kind of safeish. I mean, this property you are supposed to get it. If you get this property interrupt, you are doing something very wrong, or because it's so close to your base. Even if you move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this tank in one day can cover the city. So this is, I mean, if from the point of view of the weak side, this city is more vulnerable, but these are the cities you are fighting for mostly. what I was saying, yes, there is a very nice forest. If you arrive here early enough and your opponent didn't get this city, and you can interrupt it with the recon, you can bring an artillery, put it here, and deny this city. So if your opponent makes a mistake of not going for this early, you can punish it. And the middle is very important too, because um, there is 4 properties and there is the HQ. And if your opponent wants to go very hard for the corners, you can pressure here and set up an HQ cap.
Right.
And well, let's not spoil anything. But let's see how well Megacharizard does the APC. So right now, I mean, maybe you want to put this APC instead of here. You can put it here, and then we'll be in range of boosting this infantry into this area next turn. For example, you put this APC here or in the port, for example, and then it will be able to touch this city, and this infantry will jump into the APC and then go here, and you can be aggressive into your enemy weak side and be annoying, which is always good.
I see. Yeah, this is a lot. Once again, I did not realize how important the center was compared to the corners. I got a boost off of that and then went straight for the contested properties.
I like this boost a lot more than this one, because you will get this city within the next turn, and it's one of the hardest cities to get in the game for you, because the middle properties, if you go for them early enough, you will get them. But this one, if you don't go for them early enough, unless you invest too many vehicles, you will struggle. This is why I hate when it crashes, because now I move my map, and when I do the layout, it won't be in the same place anyways.
Amazing.
So I have to redo it. Let's see how he does the infantry. So if the APC was in the port, he could have moved the APC into the city, boost this infantry once, and it could allow this infantry to get this city in one less turn. And then this infantry moved here, and it will be able to get into the APC next turn. And for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, move it into this forest or move it into this road and get vision of this city and interrupt it. And if you follow this with an recon and then an artillery into this forest, you can deny this city. For example, if you want to be very aggressive, which I don't recommend as Andy, but if you are Lash, you have to be aggressive, because Lash is all about day to day. She has a very strong day to day, but not a very good power, which can be very good, but it's not what's gonna make her.
Wait, you consider Lash's day-to-day strong?
Super strong, yes. Tier 1 level.
Fascinating.
And her powers are tier 4 level. Too expensive.
All right.
Too expensive for what they do. They are just like what Last does on a power is like, yeah, you get maybe some movement with your vehicles because of the thing, you ignore penalties as you were Storm. Maybe you get some firepower, which is nothing crazy, and it costs 7 stars. So for 7 stars, it's...
really the best part about Lash's Scop is the ability to plop infantry on an HQ and start capturing it and have it be almost invulnerable.
Yeah, it's kind of... that's a cheese, man. That's not a strategy. That's just a cheese. But yes, you're right. it's a threat. It's there. Also, this infantry
Sure.
here, I think, even though it seems safeish on this forest, it's not covered by any of your units. So I could have put it here on this plane or here. So you get vision of the city anyways, but you have it covered it with one tank and one infantry. So you get the vision regardless, but you are warded.
I see.
And even though it's not the forest, you will still get vision of the forest because you are adjacent to it. But these things are just picky details. Don't worry.
My logic there was that it was too early in the game for me to get the infantry slammed by a tank at that point in time. So I figured it could overextend a little. I'm pretty sure literally next turn, I immediately pull it back to a city.
I mean, it's fair to expect a tank, but if there is another argument to cover it with your own tank if you expect a tank. Because now this is a guy that if it gets exposed, it's gonna get shot at. And you have to retreat with it. I mean, you can sack it and interrupt the cap, but you cannot sustain that. Because
I don't think I decided to sack it because it seemed kind of pointless.
And your opponent did
time.
a funny, weird thing, which is moving this infantry into this instead of going into the mountains. You don't want to do that unless the APC was here, which there is no reason for the APC to be here instead of here. So right now your opponent is doing questionable stuff. And remember, this guy was the guy that said in a very salty way that how. Okay, no.
He said this game makes no sense. I was winning the whole time.
Basically,
those were his exact words.
And for me, he was losing from day one. From now, he had even worse opening than you because your opponent had some bad things, but it was not too terrible. You are doing some really nice stuff with your APC, and you are getting the middle earlier than your opponent, and you are getting your com tower on time. You are doing everything fine. Like you are not doing anything too bad.
Before anyone speaks up, oh nope, they just left.
I mean, if they want to speak, they are welcome. Don't worry.
All right.
Don't worry, guys. Look. Instead of
why did he use the one behind?
What the man? Come on, move the one behind, or move the recon.
He was winning the whole time. His words. He was winning the whole time. Man, he just gave up the advanced cap on that. That's hilarious.
That was a free cap. Like this city belongs to you as red player. Like it's on your weak side. Not these two ones are contested more towards you, but this one is yours. You can be stop capping it, and he won't get it, right? Because
I just realized something. Wait, 1, 2. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I moved my artillery in a bad spot to try and release the other artillery. I should have moved it onto the shoal to the right. I think that's range.
Into this.
The shoal.
It doesn't matter. Both are equal. Because there is a forest here. So both are equal. Because I suppose this artillery wants to go here, right?
I assumed he was going to send air units down there, so that's why I built the AA and sent it southward. Eastward, rather.
Okay, so the problem with your AA going into a site is that now the main army, I mean, you have more units in this area, but the main army, which are tanks, which are the most juicy target for a copter, are not warded by
are not. Oh, right.
You're
not guarded by it.
If you have to, you have worried about a copter on a side with another copter. And the reason for that is that copter in this map can, okay, there is a copter that just harass my infantry, my recons. Okay, I attack the copter and then I can switch and go to the middle. But an anti-air, it has to be with the main army. What happens?
Cynic. Oh.
What?
We had a verified Discord skip moment where you just froze in place.
Okay. I didn't notice. Okay. I hope the recording was fine. I think I will check it out. This is gonna be a lot of editing to do, but it's fine.
I'm so sorry. I did not intend to curse your.
No. That's okay. It happens sometimes. It's my fault to not set it up properly. Anyways, this APC is not being as useful as it could be. In my opinion, it only boosts one infantry, not very good because it didn't make it to these properties, and now you could sack your infantry cap in the com tower to 2-hit KO this with your recon, or the city even. It depends on.
I think I opted for capturing the city over yeeting his. I just wanted to interrupt the cap. I didn't want to straight up end it.
But if you are sacking a recon to do an interrupt, I don't think that's worth.
Well, I didn't see the tank is the problem, and once again, I need more experience on this.
You got to spec the tank. Where is the base?
Yeah. The base is there. Yeah, no, that's his strong side.
No, well, it's not about the strong side. It's about where is the base. Where could be a tank? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. No defense on my end right there. I think you've mentioned. I think you've seen this before from me. Like in the games that you've seen of me in the past, I tend to have a very bad habit of overextending.
And now your tanks are. This tank is okayish, but I think it could have done something else instead of the previous turn. Just enter the forest. It has no vision. It's doing nothing. So it's not getting any advantage or anything done for being earlier than your opponent.
Yeah.
You could have put it on this forest and then attack this infantry in the city, for example. I mean, it could have been very bold, but or maybe put it on range of this city instead of, you know what I mean?
I don't think I had vision of that infantry before I moved the tank into that forest.
No, but what I mean is this forest provides valuable information instead of this one. This one with a 3 range of vision provides nothing.
Okay. Yeah.
If enemy is gonna come from his weak side, if you put a tank here, you have fairly good vision. A recon would be golden, but you don't have one. I think you need at least 2 recons, 3 for my liking in this map, but that could be too many. But you need with 1 infantry here on the mountain. That's all right, but you need, I think, 2 at least. 1 here.
Take that APC back to ferry more infantry. I'm sorry to say, not so cool. That is not what ends up happening.
I'm surprised that your opponent didn't want to kill your recon and he kept capping instead. I would have gone for the recon kill instead of capping because that's a lot of vision denied. And if you don't have vision, that's a big deal on Fog. And he brings more tanks into this area, which I disagree completely. He has already almost secured this cap, because if you sack another unit into this interrupt, it's not gonna be a good idea. I mean, I don't think you could. I mean, you would have to put the recon like somewhere not safe-ish, and then the infantry here sacked. That's not worth to do. This tank should be here, getting control of the middle. The corners are important on this map, but they are not more important than the middle. And after this capture is complete, there is nothing to fight for on this corner. What are you gonna do? Try to cap this, which is quite hard to do. That's not a good idea. And this APC, why?
Yeah, I think I tried to make a wall in order to stop the capture, or in order to stop the capture from being interrupted. I think that was my idea. That was clearly a mistake. And I understand I should have pulled it back in order to ferry more infantry, but I tunnel visioned myself on that point, unfortunately, because I saw there were no infantry nearby that I was that were near the APC, so I think I tried to use it as a wall. That did not end up going well.
I mean, it's not terrible because you are covering it with. I expect this tank is gonna move here. I don't know, but still, this tank is covering it. The problem right now is you are splitting equally. You have half of your army here, half of your army here. So if your opponent, for example, goes hard here, you're gonna lose here because you are going half gas, and you are not gonna win as hard as him here. So you are gonna get stalled out in one side, and on the other side you're gonna lose. But your opponent is doing the same. He's going both ways and kind of ignoring the middle, but for infantry. You are getting it 2-hit KO, which is nice. Yeah, because we know that your opponent has only infantry, but imagine that he had tanks and artillery prepared. It was very, very aggressive.
Uh-huh. I waited my tank. I think I was too scared that he might have had I don't know why I thought that moving into that plane surrounded by the sea was a bad idea. I think I remember my mindset, and I was like, if I move my tank not even like beside the infantry, like down beneath the infantry, but like to the right of it. If I had moved it to the right, it would have been only attacked from one side, max. I think I was afraid of taking that hit for some reason, even though I had multiple guards.
I'm sorry,
there's like no excuse for that.
Infantry with the tank, then kill it with the other infantry, and I don't know. No. Okay. So you didn't have any infantry on range of that city, did you? No, you didn't. Okay, what I would have done is attack this infantry with the tank first and then with the infantry, and this tank would have been completely safe. And I would have retreat here, put one infantry here so you keep vision of the city, and with these two tanks coming next turn, I would have tried to interrupt if I want, and wall this cap here, and that's it. So you are pressuring here, getting control of the middle, and well, yeah, you have a lot of forces here, so I would try to sweep them into the middle, because you don't want to advance more than this normally in your weak side, unless you know that your opponent is going full tanks here for some reason. You don't want to go farther than this. But you get a couple of nice 2-hit KOs. Let's see what your opponent does. Interrupts the cap, kills the APC, which is fine because he didn't expose the tank sitting on a forest, and starts this cap. To be honest, if it was me, I would have gone very.
Why didn't he just kill the capping infantry? He decided to kill the 4 HP infantry instead, which I guess that's technically more value, but He kills the 4 HP one instead of finishing off that cap
because
to just stop it
this
entirely.
is a very nice position because you cannot break through it, and he gets a
Yeah.
kill, and you are not gonna get this anyways next turn.
Right.
So yeah, it's more valuable to hold the wall and to kill one infantry. I think this was good more because of the wall thing than because of the kill of the 4 HP.
So he is now ahead in income. I am not aware of that, but he is now ahead in income.
That's whatever. Being behind on income for 1k, it doesn't matter. It's less than 5%. It's nothing. And here you didn't go for the 2-hit KO. I would have gone for the 2-hit KO and then attack this infantry from the city. Like boom, 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 boom. Because it's Andy. You don't want to leave too many injured units.
Tank on a city as a lash against infantry with on a plane or less. I believe that's a 1-hit KO. Like by luck roll, if it's on a roll, it's a guarantee.
No,
if
it's
on
guaranteed
road,
because you
rather.
have 20% firepower. Com tower and planes.
Right.
So it's guaranteed. And if you have 10% firepower, it's a 30% chance of killing it. 1 in 3 times. Although this position is good too. I was just thinking about being more aggressive here because yes, you are gonna get attacked by tanks, but you could have covered the infantry with this copter and keep killing and stuff, focusing on getting kills against
Andy, which is very important to do.
But this is fine too because you are getting one city that is completely exposed. So I like it too.
He stops the cap.
Yeah, because he's not gonna be able to hold it. He sees the infantry. I mean.
Oh right, the artillery is what made him pull back. Right.
This was a very bad decision. This infantry attacking into this because it's very naive for him to think this infantry is completely alone.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he saw the wall that I had.
Yes, he saw 1 infantry. And he lacks recon on this area too, so he is making mistakes because of not enough vision. If he had recon here, he would have known this, and he wouldn't have lost this infantry for free, which is very valuable because this infantry will allow him to cover the other units. But right now he's forming a wall, and I mean, you don't have copters to punish this, but this.
Yeah, I don't know why I moved my copter down on the bottom.
No, it's fine. It's not your fault. You cannot know this. It's I think it's your opponent's fault to leave this because this with a copter and then a copter would have deal like 6 damage. And then
it would be about 55 to 6, yeah. 55% 60.
If you high roll, maybe even you put it in 1 HP, and then you can try to make the roll with a recon, an infantry, or if you have an anti-air, whatever, and put a tank here to hit KO this and hit this artillery. And your opponent is not close to hyper grid, so this artillery would have stayed on low HP for a couple of turns.
Right.
And your opponent builds a bomber.
Build a bomber on day 12. I didn't realize he built it that early.
I mean, bombers with anti-air are pretty good because bombers don't get one shot by anti-air unless you have very huge firepower.
This was like absurd. I'm looking at myself doing that move, and I remember doing it, and I'm like, that's a bit too much.
Okay,
I was really eager to blow up the artillery wall.
yeah, you knew about everything here, so you.
But I think it was a gamble because I'm like, he has to have a unit on that city, right? And I blew up his infantry. I'm like, wait, he doesn't? And I just rolled in with Lash and just immediately took it.
That was not a good move. No, it was.
It's not the best. No, that was pure cockiness on my end. I admit this.
But I think it's fine. I mean, no, it's not fine. The problem right now is you could be with this tank. You could have locked this city with an artillery here and a wall here, and you pressure this area with all your army and hold here, defending this city, and your opponent has to answer this push. And if your opponent doesn't answer this push, you are gonna get the HQ. You are gonna kill all the units. You are gonna get the HQ, and you are Lash. You can do that.
He has a recon and AA guarding his mill right now. So this like infantry exclusive push that's happening in the mill is not going to go well.
At that point, this tank attack into this one, knowing that there is 2 artillery, but one of them at 1 HP. I think this was a correct fix of this, because
I'm pretty sure this push turned into an intimidation tactic, because I knew he had a tank in the woods. I knew he had something in the woods. I'm pretty sure I used the replay viewer to find out he had a tank. But when I realized I blew out his wall and blew up one of his artillery, I figured, so he's going to stay in that position? Right, okay.
Wow. He gets the roll. This is a 30% chance of getting it, because that tank was at full HP, because it attacked an artillery only. And okay, he punished,
he's bringing the bomber in,
but not too hard. Like, you lost 2 tanks, and you damage. I mean, this is the wet dream for Andy, because he only got injured units, but still.
And he's like 10,000, 11,000 away from hyper upgrade. Yeah, that was that push last turn was really bad.
But that's fine, because he's overdoing into this area for, in my opinion, nothing. Because he is gaining nothing fighting so much. He's even losing things, because he lost the income lead.
Yeah.
So even though you are losing a lot of units, he has to convert this victory into something. Let's see what you do.
Once again, I'm looking at this now, and it's like, why? What? I looked at the woods after moving my copter. There's no excuse for that. I'm sorry.
I mean, this copter was fine. I mean, no, it was.
It could have done so much more on the group at the top, but I just fed him free dude.
This copter went this way, then this, and then just to die to a anti-air here.
I'm so sorry. I've made terrible sins.
No, it's fine. This capture here
is super ballsy and not warranted at all. I'm aware.
I like it, but I like it if you knew that your opponent had no units around this area, and you don't have the recon. Why do you repair the recon? Why is this recon here getting vision? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You I mean, it has to be somewhere trying to get vision on this forest or somewhere. And you could have known that there is no much army, and this cap would have been justified, because if he wants to interrupt it, yes, he has the artillery, but if he wants to hit KO it, then he exposed the unit, and you can hit and kill everything next turn. I think you should have been more aggressive, but you don't know how much is here. But you could guess there is much, because there is a lot here. So you have to gamble. If you see 3, 4, 5 units in one side, the other side is gonna have nothing or little. So anyways, your opponent sacks all his units and starts the cap here, which I think is very good, because unless you leave it very below 5 HP or kill it, he's gonna get the cap because he's Andy. And this
I don't see his bomber. I have no clue he's made it at this point.
He's quite ballsy with the bomber, but it's safe. I don't agree with this. This tank should be safe on this city, getting repair, so next time it goes for a hyper upgrade, it's at 8 HP instead of 6. It's your 1 HP units needs to get healed. This was the good idea. Anyways, let's see. You are the one who gets the super power first, so that's very important to do. Let's see what you do with it. One shot. Nice hit. One shot here.
I think that was
what, the tank?
Probably done that. Yeah, I used a full HP tank to hit a 1 HP tank.
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
That's fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I mean,
6.
you are going into artillery fire. But the other option was to do nothing.
This is a very disorganized push, and ironically, the recon that I kept back managed to keep that contested city mine, so he wasn't able to take it.
This is
no. The AHP recon. Remember how there was a unit capturing it, and he had a hyper upgrading coming?
I mean, this is a last recon. This is like a storm recon on asteroids right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't show, but it could have gone a lot of places.
Yeah.
I could probably...
I just realized I didn't even need to use the recon to kill it. My anti-air on a forest was enough to one-hit KO that cap.
Yeah, I think you should have... I mean, it was fine to get this kill, not gonna lie. But maybe if you put the recon into this forest, you will get a lot of intel of your enemy base getting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get you will know everything that is coming from this base in this forest, and this forest is kind of safe. It's not super risky to be on this forest, but this is something okay to do. I think going for kills, unless you are sacking something more valuable, is not bad. Yeah, you are gonna destroy this. So if you attack with a copter here, okay, yes.
Which I did.
Yes,
I tried to cover it because I did have vision on the AA.
I mean,
I don't think that's gonna end up working out because of the artillery.
I don't know. You are now at 70 defense.
Right, that's right. 70% defense.
I don't know the calculation, but I don't think it's gonna work. Even on...
He didn't pop it.
He didn't. I mean, I like to not pop Andy's superpower at the very start of my turn if I can take some engagements, like... But this is very specific. For example, If you see a tank on a road, for example, an easy target for your tank, you attack first with your tank, and then you pop the superpower, and then you use the other. And both of your tanks will get full HP. But yeah, he's just saving the superpower, which it's alright. I mean, if he has nothing to do with it, yeah, he has only here one artillery to heal, and he didn't have anything to get movement or firepower. But let's compare. Right now, your opponent is very behind on unit count, because at the end of his turn, normally when you end your turn, you will be always ahead on unit count if you are equal, because you are.
Do you mean unit value?
No, unit count. The number of units at the end of your turn, you will be always ahead if you are even.
Mm-hmm.
The reason for that is basically you are building stuff and you destroy the stuff, and then your opponent will boom, boom, you know?
Right. It's a pendulum, of course.
And you are half turn ahead of you. Go 7 said this, and I'm gonna repeat it 1,000 times because it's very true. You are half turn ahead of your opponent. Anyways, he interrupts the cap and prepares for interrupting next turn, but you have a lot of units prepared to kill everything. So I think your opponent leaving this artillery exposed, knowing that you see it, it's like you have to take care of your units. And at this point, you know that he's going harder here than here, right?
Yeah,
so,
I think I figured that. That's why I ended up pulling back.
Exactly.
Well,
that's
I think I mainly pulled back because of the bomber, but yeah, I also left an infantry near forest in order to try and get some vision on whether he was how far he was pushing in particular. Wanted to make sure that artillery didn't get yeah, I should have probably moved it to the plain instead of the road.
Let's recheck. So there was no infantry in range of that artillery, because infantry does decent damage against artillery. I don't know, maybe you could have tried to attack with a tank and then this 7 HP infantry. I don't know if it kills.
It would not.
I
can guarantee you it would not.
Okay. So yeah.
Especially on a road.
I mean, it's not like the damage you are gonna do is very high. Like it could have been maybe, I think infantry does 15 base damage against artillery, something like that. Anyways, I don't think the attack was too bad, but I don't like this artillery here. This artillery should be here, covering this everything. This artillery here only covers 2 tiles right now.
Well, there's another one that can move in, can't it?
Yeah, but this one can go here and this one here, or you can put this one here and this one here, you know? This artillery here, I don't like it too much because it's only covering effectively 1 tile here, because no one will go here.
I wonder if my mindset for sacking the tank in order to damage the anti-air, I think my mentality there was trying to bait him into using his power without him having too many damaged units, because at this point in time, he only has an artillery, an infantry, and an AA that are damaged. And yeah, no, it's not the best justification. I admit this.
I would have not attacked.
Yeah.
I would have 2-hit KO the artillery with my tanks and keep the copter on the back.
Right.
But it is what it is. And the medium tank comes very in handy, but to the opposite side of the bomber, so you will be able to one-shot stuff with it.
Except he also has a Oh, he did pop it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I mean, it allows him to start capping this, so that's
Right.
another justification to do it. And I think this was not in range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it was not without the hyper great because of the forest.
Wouldn't he just move around the forest?
No, because this tank is here.
Oh, that is my tank, right. I don't know why I thought it wasn't.
And he, this is a big mistake, he puts his Neo tank on your vision range.
Vision, yeah.
That's
now I know he has one.
And the natural reaction is to wield your own Neo tank, your medium tanks, or a bomber. And yeah, I don't. This is very important to keep it not in vision. And okay, he is gonna get this cap, but I don't like it because he has a lot of units here that are gonna stay here for just 2 cities. You know what I mean? If you completely ignore this and go hard somewhere else, he has to answer your push somewhere else that is more important. For example, like here or here. I don't think this is too crucial because you can comfortably hold in this area because this is your this is very close to your 2 bases, and this city is not gonna get capped away from you.
So we are basically trading cities at this point.
Yes, but you have the initiative. You sack a 2 HP tank to get intel, which is fine, which is respectable. And yeah, this is a big mistake in my. I mean, at this point, you know that you just should have gone for the tank because this will retreat, and there is 2 injured units for Andy. And the anti-air is not gonna attack your tanks, but the tank. I mean, the tank is. You are now doing no damage to Andy. You're only giving him charge, not in this turn. But
yeah, he's just used his superpower and he's not getting it for at least a couple more days. Was my mentality there? Another sacked copter. God damn it!
it's fine. It's fog. You cannot predict every position.
At the bare minimum, at least I'll be able to hit that bomber next turn.
Yeah, you're gonna kill it next turn, which is very big. And let's see. I think you kill it, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, your medium tank is on position. So now if you retreat into this area, you're gonna be. If you retreat into your medium tank range, you're gonna be good. But yeah, it's completely fine. I think the Neo tank can sit on the city and be annoying, but won't be too bad. And you interrupt this cap, which I find very very okay, because next turn you are gonna have the super, and you are gonna hurt this. So if you are able to deny this for one more turn, you are gonna be able to interrupt this forever, quote unquote. So
I mean, there is a force built up waiting to strike.
Yeah. So you are backing up this interrupt with something. So it's a good interrupt. Because vehicles are coming, you have vehicles on place to react, and you are gonna be able on the long run to keep your city for yourself. Easily enough. And I don't think I agree with this artillery here. Yes, it provides some intel, but if you have you only have one anti-air, I mean, it's not gonna die now because we know, but it's kind of exposed. And yeah, it's your only anti-air because you have to repair this. So I would have repaired this, and a 5-7 HP anti-air in a couple of turns will be able to one-shot copters. 7 HP from a planes. Oh, my cat is. Do you hear my cat?
I can see it.
Okay. Anyways, anti-air on low HP is very good. It can still deal with copters. But let's see how your opponent goes with a Neo tank. He keeps capping, but now this wall is a super weak wall that is gonna die next turn.
I think the push on day 19 is one of my favorite moves in this match. But that's main. Oh, he builds the Mega Tank now.
Yep. But let's see. Cheap damage, which I think the artillery was perfect because you are gonna make him pay. 2,000.
Yeah, and then I immediately realized the mistake of going in with the medium tank against the Neo tank.
I think what
I didn't look at his power meter until after that attack, and I'm like, oh wait, this is a bad play.
What you could have done is sack. If you really wanted to kill this Neo tank, is sack units into it. But even that could have been worth. That's the question, because you could have kill one infantry into it, then kill one tank from the roads into it, then the artillery, and then the middle tank. I don't know if that kills, but those are things that you can consider. But I don't know if it could have been even a roll or worth to sack so many units. But the medium tank here is completely balls to the walls. But this push here, on the other hand, is very good. Could you have attacked the other artillery? Well, no.
Absolutely, I could have, but I'm pretty sure I used a tank instead.
You have the tank in range. Yeah, perfect. Okay.
I also specifically remember being like, I can't leave his artillery at 1. He has his super ready.
I could have put this artillery in this forest and wall this forest like this, with this infantry next to it and the city, and you control any units coming this way.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if he has a copter, he will have to put something here and then shoot.
But yeah, you've noticed we're on day 19 and most of the fighting has been exclusive to the corners, not to the mill.
Yeah, but
mill has been infantry skirmishes at best.
But you have been able to punish that with some infantry into the mills. You have gotten one property, which is a swing of 2k. You are ahead on income.
I just realized something. Go back, like one move. No. Just yeah. He pops hyper upgrade. Okay, and he uses the Neo tank to kill the medium tank instead of his artillery. I mean, I don't think it would have been. I'm pretty sure if he had used
Can you check the calculator? I think it doesn't kill. It could have need.
It wouldn't have killed by itself, but I think a tank hitting afterwards would have definitely killed it, and the Neo tank would have been able to move forward. Let me double check.
I agree with the Neo tank because the Neo tank will stay on the city, which is a very safe spot. He knows that there is no indirects on the range of the city apart from the 3 HP artillery, and he can use the rest of his army to kill stuff.
So it was on a plane
But
Give me a moment.
I don't agree with
And
this artillery here.
and I had prime tactics on, so he would have done about 3 to 4. It would have done 37 to 44%. So it would have brought it down to about 3.
7 HP medium tank.
7 HP medium tank. He would have brought it down. Oh, 7 HP. Actually,
that's very important.
Yeah, that would have been a guaranteed 4 damage hit. 41 to 47%.
It doesn't die to artillery and then normal tank. So I think it was the right choice.
Yeah, I would have been left with 1 HP. Alright, that's fair.
But I don't agree with this artillery move here. I could have moved this artillery here or stayed on the forest. And the reason for that is that, I mean, I could have shoot with artillery into this infantry, to be honest, and make the recon shoot something else, or put the recon here, it reaches, and put the artillery here, because this artillery here will cover this tank here, and this artillery here, it only covers the same, but is exposed now.
I'm pretty sure I pulled back my forces the following turn anyways, regardless of whether he covered it properly or not.
Yeah, but it's fucked, so you don't know exactly the opponent. So you have to be prepared for almost anything that can happen. Not everything, but you can expect a wide variety of moves. So if you are not prepared for everything, yeah, and this push is very, very good. You are annihilating him. He tries to fight you back. He didn't realize he's gonna lose, and you didn't pull back. So now you get a nice shot on the artillery, which is now have to retreat, because he has now not enough units to ward it next turn. Even he has a neo tank. You will have now 2 artillery, and even though
I just realized that I'm capping another one of his contested cities in the center. Does he interrupt this at all?
He has 1 infantry on range.
He does.
The 4 HP. So he can sack the infantry, but I think it's gonna be worth for you. It's a win-win situation.
He pulls it back.
Maybe he doesn't want to give you the pleasure of maybe getting trapped, but he can get vision, and then I don't know. At this point, I don't agree with this.
Vision.
Gets vision. Interrupts. No.
He does not interrupt. He doesn't move his unit at all.
Okay, I know what happened. He moved this infantry to interrupt from here, but since it got trapped, it didn't show the replay, because if you get trapped or you are attack a pipe, the replayer doesn't show that, and so it's at the end of the next turn. So yeah,
okay.
So he probably basically at the beginning of the turn,
he had vantage point. He had a visible vantage point, but decided to go for the plane instead.
Because he tried to interrupt first, and then he get the vision. He did a lot of mistakes, which are beginner's mistake in my opinion. Also, this neo tank here on the city, I completely disagree with it, because you are paying for it so much. Like, yes, it's not gonna die, but you are losing so much income here, draining each turn. Like, you can comfortably sit here and keep shooting at the neo tank, and yeah, it's gonna give him charge or whatever, but he's gonna pay for it, you know?
He's gonna be hemorrhaging $4,400 gold each turn. Yeah,
and that's not good, because he's already behind 5k on income.
Yeah. Once day 20 came in, once again, yeah, that's a ballsy move.
Yeah, and you know,
I keep overextending. I keep doing it, dude.
If you had something to back this up, like a couple of tanks or something, or artillery here, I would have agreed completely, because you are at this point that you are almost drawing your opponent, so you force him to trade units, it doesn't matter. He doesn't. You don't get the cap, but since you don't have anything to cover this up, he can simply interrupt with infantry. He doesn't even need to do anything else.
There is a recon there to stop infantry, but beyond that, yeah, there's not much.
Yeah. Anyways, that's completely fine. No, that was completely fine. That okay, it's okay. You should have stayed with the tank. But
yeah.
I guess you really wanted to put this artillery in range, but you have this tile here or this tile.
And I'm gonna get punished for it next turn because the mega tank's within range, and I don't know that. Yeah, he just slams in. But he doesn't actually hit the forested artillery, which I find fascinating. He leaves it completely alone.
He prefers to attack the one that is on lighter terrain. But at this point, your opponent is doing much more mistakes and very grave mistakes compared to you. Yeah, he had some good things going for him, but he definitely has been playing worse than you. So, the fact that he messaged you at the end of the match saying that tells me so much. Because come on, man.
It's so funny.
But let's try to.
I'm glad that in one of the quote unquote friendliest competitive communities out there, I don't know why I was moving in so hard, even with the mega tank there. I think I overestimated the strength of artillery versus mega tanks. I did not realize until a couple of turns later that actually they do very little damage to mega tanks.
I think this is fine, because if you wall the mega tank with your copters, the mega tank is not gonna do too much. You kill the rest of the units, and he's gonna do nothing. Unless he drains more units into this area, which he cannot because he's fighting so hard here. So you are at this point that you are already winning. You have already won, in my opinion, a long ago. But you have to convert it because your opponent is not resigning. So the way of converting it, in my opinion, is keep trading, because you are ahead on income. So if you keep trading, you will reobtain the units, but your opponent won because you are not equal on income. So I think that's a way. I mean, this is a bit overstation, but still, you know what I mean. You have to have a balance between not overextending and keep trading and getting stuff. Yeah. But this is fine because you force your opponent to you don't cover the cap with something in the forest, but still, this is maybe your opponent didn't try. Okay, he does. But, man, you are gonna get a nice shot at the medium tank. Well, he's gonna repair it with hyper rate. And this APC, what the fuck? I'm sorry, what the hell?
I have no idea what your content rating is for your YouTube. I go PG-13 to R sometimes, so I don't know what your thing is.
I say whatever the hell I want, but I don't want to say too bad things. But this is very dubious. You could be here with the APC, plumping them, whatever you want. But if you have the APC here, it's gonna be slower, and it's gonna be you will have only one option, which is this side. And if you have here, and you suddenly need it somewhere else, you have the option to do it. You are cutting your options with this APC here, which is something you don't want to. Anyways.
I joined caps. That was...
I think you didn't have to join cap. I think it would have been better to put the injured infantry here, for example, and cap with a healthy one.
I'm pretty sure he had like 3 fully healed tanks and a hyper upgrade on the way. I feel like he would have easily been able to push through that.
Yeah, but that's an action wasted, you know? But still, this is fine because this is completely guaranteed. unless he wants to waste to. This is fine. It's just that I think this is completely fine. Don't ignore me on silly picky things. But
no, you're clearly the person who has more knowledge on this.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the one who offered to commentate my fight, and I said, yeah, sure.
Look, this dude is so greedy. He wastes all his tanks units turn to deny you this city. Like, he kills this anti-air. The only reason for that is because it's blocking the way. Like, I mean, no, it's not blocking the way, but you know what I mean. Is like, if he had okay, okay, so he attacks this for what reason? Okay,
I think he thought he still had 10 cap points. I think he thought he still had 10 cap points.
What is he doing? So he attacked this. He moved this here for. Okay.
Because he didn't know if there was anyone in the woods. And then he realized by the time he did that, he ran out of dudes.
Look at this. Okay, your opponent is clueless. I'm sorry, but how after this turn can you say that you were winning? Oh my god. So even after a hyper upgrade, look at the value. He's only slightly ahead of you. But the only reason for that is because you cannot kill this. But the thing with mega tanks, if they don't sit on cities or they don't have an APC, you can attack them with tanks at this point, because this is not gonna do much damage. Look at the ammo.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's why that's why I tried to surround it, but he has a recon giving it an out. And I tried to do some damage to it with a copter. It did not work out the way I wanted it to, because they're mega tanks and he has a scop.
Even though he's so ahead on value, well, he's gonna be after the end of his turn. He's quite behind on unit count, and he has no vision, no control over the map, so the stats don't reflect it, but he's hard losing in my opinion. And let's see, this is very good because you make him pay a lot of money, and he's already drawing, and I think this is completely fine.
This was a mistake. This was a mistake in my opinion.
No, this is completely fine, because if he wants to kill these copters, he's gonna expose the anti-air, and it's not very likely that he has a second one, so this bomber is gonna reign free.
I guarantee you he's not aiming for the copters.
Yeah, but he can one-shot this infantry and then the bomber. But he has vision of the bomber? He has not.
He doesn't have it yet.
So if the bomber was here...
He can move his infantry into the mountains and get vision.
Okay, sure. But then if this bomber was here, for example, it would have been golden. Because it cannot be attacked unless it's from these two souls, and you can still reinforce this area. So you have to exploit the sea tails with air units.
Yeah.
And you start capping the HQ, which is gonna...
It doesn't show it right now, but the bomber is completely visible at this point in time. Because he did what I said, he moved it onto the mountain.
No,
he does have vision of it.
It's hiding on a forest, man. No, okay.
Rip.
That's completely fine.
And at that point, I'm like, okay, I think I've distracted his mega tank enough, and the mill's collapsing. I have a bomber in play. He doesn't have his heavy upgrade yet. Sorry, his hyper upgrade. I'm pretty sure at that point, I'm like, everyone pull back. I got what I wanted out of this engagement.
To be honest, if it was not for this bomber placement, I think this was super nice thingy. Because if the bomber was somewhere else like this, you got this, because you are about to kill the anti-air, and then you will just eventually kill the mega tank, unless he wants to be so.
He does have another anti-air being pushed towards that direction from his.
But think about this: every anti-air that you will, it's one less tank that you will.
Right.
So I think that's worth. Gets a shoot at your bomber.
He is now at an 8K income deficit.
Yeah, he has to do something right now. A crazy play. Like, he's obsessed with moving the APC here instead of here. Why don't you move this APC into this forest and this infantry into this mountain? Come on, dude. Anyways, yeah, even though he's winning here, look, he has no vision, and he's pushing into. So he has to, like, he's pushing into his death, because at this point you know that you are distracting him. You know, even if you sack a vehicle into this infantry, is gonna be worth, because you know there is not much infantry here. But let's see what you do. You get a nice kill. Boom, boom, nice.
HQ cap on Prime Tactics. Very, very happy that I got that started. I'm pretty sure that was just that. I have no excuse for that.
No. I completely agree with the move. You.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's like
with just.
This is indirectly helping you here, because like
he has to move the AA back in order to attack.
At this point, it's all about the HQ cap. So this bomber, I don't think it will reach this area. So you have to molest.
And it's also it's also at 1 HP, so it's not going to be doing anything even if it did go to a better location. So I decided, okay, let's harass some captures.
And he has no vision, and you know that. So you can exploit that with a wall infantry and artillery behind of it. And even the bomber is on range if it goes with the mega tank into this infantry wall. And yes, he's gonna get the city next turn, but that's fine. That's just one of 8k of difference. Well, 2 because of the -1 +1, but you know, he is sacking a lot of units just to get 2 HP of damage. And you can punch him with a lot. You can even put an infantry on this forest that will waste this entire turn of vehicles.
I don't know what I'm building for my stuff at this point. I built a Neo tank. I built a fighter because I guess I was really annoyed with that one helicopter near the base.
I think the fighter, maybe 1 turn earlier or 2, would have been perfect to wall stuff, because fighters are very sturdy. You know? Anyways,
yeah.
You can, I think you can kill this, right?
Right now? No, absolutely not. It only did 3 damage.
I think bombers did. I mean, well, you have only 10% firepower. It's fine. To be honest, it doesn't matter what happens to this mega tank. He has to do something about this, more importantly than anything else. But here, I completely disagree with this infantry. This infantry should have tried to go here.
I don't know if I knew if there was anything.
It doesn't matter. You have to try. What else is this infantry gonna do to help this? Nothing else matters right now.
What did I end up actually doing with it?
Capping the city on the north.
Yeah, I think I pulled it backwards.
You have to put it here if you want, and wall with the bomber. Do whatever you want, but you have to help here, because it's what matters right now.
I didn't feel the need to wall in the shoreline because the way the medium tank was positioned at this point in time, the way the medium tank was positioned has him like going around a lot of stuff in order to be able to just. I don't know. I don't know if that would have been that useful, but yeah, he hits me from behind. He actually took the bait.
I mean,
he took the 4 HP infantry bait, even though that would have done nothing. It would have captured in 4 turns from that point.
The problem is now. Yeah.
So I'm glad I joined capped on that. If I hadn't, that infantry unit would have been dead.
You had to. It's an HQ gap, so you have to waste everything. But I mean, you still are gonna get this on 2 turns,
assuming nothing interrupts this. Because I don't have any more I don't have any more infantry to capture it. But at this point, it's just a puzzle of can I clear everything out of the way and wall off the infantry so they can take another turn capping it.
Okay, at this point, what you should have tried is combat with so many units that you are fairly close to your CO power, and that's 10% defense. That might help you to wall this easier. So I would have gone sack all my infantry into this mega tank to get the power. I don't know if it one-shots from a forest, but I would have go crazy and. But this is yeah, it's fine. I think it's fine. I would have do something else different, maybe. I don't know. I think this looks pretty solid. Maybe the medium tank here, the tank here, and the bomber here. I don't know, but there is an anti-air here, so
yeah,
you don't want to. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, maybe the bomber on place on the tank and the tank on the forest, and something else in place of the bomber, because there is no anti-air coming from this way.
Right, but I'm pretty sure I had to also move my units to account for the 5 to 6 units I had to blow up in order to get security of this HQ. I'm like, I don't think he's pulling out rockets anytime soon, so.
Yeah, but that's a GG.
That is GG, yes.
So, really, like, if you didn't get the HQ cap, you could have perfectly have won. Like, look at the state of the map. You are, even though sacking all of your units to wall for this HQ, which is something that drains a lot of unit count, you still are super ahead. Yeah, your opponent has to still buy units, I think, but still, like, you are 10 units at least ahead of your opponent, which is a third of the army. So, and look at the income difference. So your opponent is nowhere near to win, and you can wall and block this mega tank next turn. Like, you could have put the mega here, 2 infantry or something. This mega was doomed. The moment it hack a pipe, you can wall it with 3 units.
Yeah.
Anyways, this recording is over 1 hour, and counting that there is another one and the introduction, it's gonna take a while to edit. So let's just stop it here.
I don't want to say intensive. I kind of want to say extensive. This is a very extensive match for me. 30 days on a match is a long time, no matter how you slice it.
It's quite long. It's not super long. I have seen a lot of matches taking much more, but it's on the long end of things. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Normally matches are 20 something or even less, 15 days. It depends also in the map, because this map until day 7, 8, you don't see really too much action because there is an APC opening and the pipe scenes, etc. But it's still quite long. Yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys, and thank you for coming.
I just want to say one last thing and quote this game makes no sense. I was winning the whole time. Quote, guy who lost.